This is SWBC Mortgage's Cowboys Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. Now, your host, Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show. We are live from Cowboys Club here at the Star in Frisco. And I tell you what, this is going to be some fun tonight because I have three people joining me that have never been afraid to speak their minds. And they all three enjoy talking words out loud. To my right, you may have more Cowboy games under your belt than the three of the other people on this panel combined.
Probably. I'm old.
Chris Arnold joining us from 105.3 The Fan. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing great.
Good, man. To your right,
Time flies.
my partner in crime over there, Nate Newton. How are you, Nate?
I'm doing great, man. Just excited, man.
Excited?
Yeah.
Are you going to watch film and commentate?
No. I'm ready, man, for you to make this last introduction, man.
All right, our guest of honor tonight, the one, the only, PC, Patrick Crayton. Welcome to the show, man.
How you doing, man?
Well, you're great. It's been too long. How have you been?
I've been great.
Good. What have you been up to before we get into the Cowboys? What have you been doing lately?
I'm a full-time chauffeur for my kids.
And how's that working out for you?
It goes and it comes.
Yeah.
They're here with you tonight,
They're
right?
here with me tonight, but they decide they want to go over to the field and throw.
There you go.
So
Kids will be kids.
I'll let them be kids when they can.
Yeah. Anything else been going on in the life of Patrick Crayton?
Yeah, business stuff, dude, and just kind of live life, man.
Yeah. You've been
Trying to stay COVID-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been
That's
watching.
been going well.
Good. That's good. That's always a good thing. You've been watching any Cowboys football this year?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what. Do the honors and kick us off. What have you thought about the team so far this year? And then we'll get into the Eagles game. But so far after 3 games, what's your assessment?
I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, they took Tampa Bay to the wire. Just came up a little short. But the last 2 games, they've looked impressive. What I've liked is they've started to use the 1-2 punch in the running game, which is big. I know, Zeke has caught a lot of slack for supposedly not having the same punch, but I'm like, it's good to not put all that wear and tear on his body right now. So he'll be good and fresh for the playoffs. I'm calling it to get ready for the playoffs.
Calling it already. 3
I'm
games
calling
in,
it,
huh?
Yeah.
How far in the playoffs?
Now that's yet to be determined.
Okay.
We need to see how we finish in the NFC East so we can set up seeding.
Baby steps.
Baby steps,
All
yeah.
right. Nate, go to you real quick.
Yes, sir.
What was your assessment of the Eagles game?
Oh, man, just they did what they were supposed to do. Like Patrick said, the first game, I missed it by a little bit. Then the second game, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Everybody was a coin flip. The Cowboys came out of victory. That gave them the confidence to know that, hey, we're a good team.
Right.
Nothing special. We're a good team. And they went out and they manhandled the Eagles for the most part. We still had a little offensive line jelly in the middle, but for the most part, they handled their business, and I'm proud of them to this point.
Yeah, and Chris, we were talking right before we went on the air. It's been a while since the Cowboys had one of these.
Yeah, it's been probably 2017 since they blew out somebody. But, 21-point victory, 20-point win. 41-21 against a division rival on Monday Night Football with at halftime Jimmy Johnson and Drew Pearson and Cliff Harris getting their Hall of Fame rings. It was like the perfect case, a season home opener for the season. I mean, it's like everything you could ask for. Whenever the Cowboys win like that, everybody is in a good mood. Even if you're not a Cowboy fan in town,
correct,
people are treating you better.
Yes.
They're treating you good. So what I really liked about this 3-game start, I could go on and on about all the different players, but I really have to give props to Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn in particular.
Correct.
The offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Let me say this about Dan Quinn first. I was hoping he'd be able to get this defense out the ditch because they were one of the worst defenses last year.
Right.
I said if they can just get average, they can get to be the 15th ranked defense, maybe the offense can carry them. The defense has been holding their own, and they're doing it with a banged up lineup.
Right.
Literally guys stepping up and filling in for guys who are hurt or had COVID protocol issues.
Yeah.
What's been impressive about it is Dan Quinn has tailored his defense to match the talent that he's got. He's putting guys in a position to win. Offensively, Kellen Moore, I've been waiting 3 years.
Ooh, you mean both.
First year, I was like, okay, Jason Garrett is kind of letting him, but not really, because we're going to run first and all that. I'm like, oh, no. Kellen Moore is better than that. Then last year you had all the injuries on the offensive line and Dak, and he really couldn't show what he could do. This year, everything he's calling is working. I like that he's using all the weapons, and then he's matching it with Dak's prowess. Over the years, Dak has gotten better and better at reading defenses.
Right.
So he's audible and out of plays. And they've got so many different weapons. What do you like to say? The defensive coordinators are now having to go through a whole lot of tapes. There's 3 games worth of 3 different styles of plays you got to worry about.
And what do you see in offensively, Patrick, from Kellen? Is this the same Kellen? It's just they finally had some time to work together? Is he calling the game different? What do you see?
No, he's definitely calling the game differently. I mean, like Chris said, if you go back and look at film, it looks like 3 different coordinators have called each one of these games. He's actually adjusting to what defensive schemes are showing, and he's taking advantage of it. You know, Philly's beat up on the front. Okay, we're going to run the ball a little bit more inside the tackles. He didn't bounce everything. He didn't try to, run 38 and 39. He ran your 35 and 36 blasts and gap and everything. So that was good. I love seeing that. And then, against Tampa, he decided that front four is very, very tough. Our short swing passes are going to be part of our run game, which a lot of people are like, we're throwing the ball too much. Well, if you go back and look at those, 9 to 10 of them, or the short swing passes, those are really runs to get outside of that front four on the defense and everything. So that's how you spread them out, make them run.
If you want to really let me know where Kellen has gotten better at, is we missed the right guard at one point. We missed the right tackle right now.
Yeah.
When you don't see where it hurts the team, like we lose a right tackle or left tackle in the past, game over.
Yeah.
It's not standing. It's not standing out. Yeah.
Now what they call it, 12 personnel, 2 tight ends.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
not
you
having
see
to do
a lot.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. You see a lot of that, but they still getting out into the pass routes. So he letting me know by how he's adjusting with his offensive line. Him and Coach Philbin. That's maturity, man.
True.
Not leaving
It
a
is.
guy that'll die. I mean, I like that about him.
And I was going to ask you that, Nate. That's your area of expertise. Previous years, at least the last 2 or 3 or 4, you lose one of those guys in the front, and all of a sudden you forget how to block, right?
Right.
This year is a different story. Lyell's out. You had, Zach was out of game, and it's almost like plug and play now. What are you seeing from? Is it all scheme, or are these guys stepping up and these backup guys and able to fill that void?
They're stepping up, but still they're a backup guy.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because they are professionals. But when I see Steele got a problem, you take him 2 steps up, blast him to the inside.
Yeah.
He can't get there. But they turning that protection. Are they putting? Are they getting somebody to slow him up? And he's taking a half step slower to make sure that guy going upfield, so he can't get back inside.
Right.
So I see where he mentally thinking, but still, sometimes when he's back to the inside, he suffers. So they have bunched it up a couple of times. They've muddied it up and make it where that guy stay outside and give him a better chance to block. Whereas it's hard. It's very, very hard to help your center. It's very some of those whoopings he had to take for the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Tyler
Dodge used to tell us that.
Take one for the team.
Right here, Big New, you may have to take one for the team. Against Jerome Brown, I'll be like, oh, my God, Coach, let's don't do this but 1 or 2 times. Yeah.
Patrick, what are you seeing with Michael Gallup out? You still got Amari. Amari's a little banged up this past game. You got CD. You got Cedric Wilson in the mix. Noah Brown's still there. What are you seeing from the receiving
Like you said,
corps?
he's using everybody. I mean, they've stepped up and become complementary to one another. It's like he already had 3. Now he's got like 4 in the rotation, 5 in the rotation at times. So it's helped. It's helped a whole lot. And tight ends has suffered a little because he's not getting many balls as we thought he was going to get. But that's because other receivers have stepped up. Last year, they got their feet wet. And now you're seeing what they had to go through last year now, the game speed. I think it's slowing down, and the understanding of the defense, what they're showing and what they're seeing, is coming to light now.
Yeah, Chris, you like Kellen Moore. You like what you're seeing from Dan Quinn. Is there a big surprise on either offense or defense that you're like, wow, did not expect this season?
Yeah, the safety play. You got the banged up safeties, and then all of a sudden, is it not Kazee? I forget his name. He's been
Curse.
Yeah, Curse.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be doing all this. Jerron Curse, this dude is making plays, interception, fumble. The Cowboys defense leads the NFL with 8 takeaways.
Say that out loud again.
That's big.
The Dallas Cowboys defense leads the NFL with 8 takeaways, led by Trayvon Diggs, who's got 3 interceptions in 3 games to start the season. The last time that happened, Everson Walls, 1981, where he led the league that year with 11. Can Trayvon Diggs get 11 in 17 games?
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
But I'm pulling for him.
Yeah.
At the same time, like I said, Curse, nobody saw this coming. And he's been so solid. And, again, all of the safeties have stepped up. Dan Quinn has utilized these guys. So I'm not even going to go into the Micah Parsons yet because Micah Parsons is blowing everybody's mind. But Curse came out of nowhere to me.
He's what we call a dog.
Yes.
You can see it.
Yes, he is.
You can see it. It doesn't matter. Every Sunday, he's coming out with that same confidence. He's what we call a dog. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there, get scrappy with whoever it is on the other team, and it don't matter if it's on their sidelines or our sideline. He doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Diggs, man, just speak on him, man, what you see from the receiver point.
That right there, man, is nice. He is playing some ball. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. He's sitting on routes when he needs to sit on routes. He's not afraid of anybody running past him, which is very big for a corner.
Right,
so he's like, okay, I can respect your speed, but I know you're not going to run by me. If you are, I'm going to be right in your hip pocket.
Right. PC, you hear what Jerry said about him?
What's that?
Jerry Jones said, Trayvon Diggs is a wide receiver pretending to be a cornerback.
he can catch it like wide out, seems like.
Yeah, like his brother.
It's like his
Stephon
brother,
Diggs.
So, you know, playing against that brother like that he has.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you learn some things.
If you think about it, not only his brother, since he's an Alabama cornerback, he's had to go up against the Alabama receivers all his career at practice.
Yep.
Then they come home for spring, right?
Correct.
Julio Jones and Ridley, all those guys come back, and he's getting reps against them. Yep. And then at practice and in training camp here at the Star, he's going up against Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb,
Gallup.
and Michael Gallup, Cedric
Wilson,
and Noah Brown. Yeah. He's going up against the best on a regular basis. You saw it on Hard Knocks. So Diggs is for real.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yep. All right, let's take our first break, fellas. When we come back, let's talk. You mentioned Michael Parsons, and you mentioned dogs. Seems like there might be 1 or 2, 3, 4, maybe some dogs on this team this year. We got to talk about Dak.
Oh, yes.
And we got to talk about the halftime ceremony. Nate, Jimmy going to the Hall of Fame, played for Jimmy for several years. I want to get your take on what that was and see him with the guys out there on the field. All of that and so much more when we come back. You're listening to Cowboys Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
SWBC Mortgage's Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
Welcome back to the beautiful Cowboys Club. And man, I tell you what, if you've never seen a Texas sunset, this is a beautiful place to see one.
Yeah.
Every night, man, it's a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue, and then these beautiful buildings, the field behind us. Doesn't get much better than this, and the company doesn't get much better than this. Shannon Gross joined by Chris Arnold, Nate Newton, and our guest of honor, Patrick Crayton. And Patrick, before we get back to the show, did you know that at SWBC they have customized solutions for individuals and businesses, and they're just a click away?
I know now.
You do, and what you should do is you should visit swbc.com. You can learn more, and you can start your next adventure as soon as you do that.
Okay.
All right. Wait till after the show, though, because we got a lot of football to talk about.
Sounds good.
We've talked about last segment, Micah Parsons' name came up. Dude is 3 games in a jack of all trades, versatile. The word dog has come up. You listen to him in the post-game press conference. He doesn't want to come off the field.
No.
He's learning every single game. He's figuring stuff out. I want to go around. We'll start with you, Patrick. What are you seeing from this guy, and what is the ceiling for this guy?
You know the biggest thing, I didn't know he was this good of a defensive end. All they talked about was sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
I never knew he was a D end like this. I mean, it's very hard to judge it coming out of Ohio State. I've seen him play linebacker. I was like, at Penn State, I was like, he can run. He can run sideline to sideline. But it looks like he's put on at least 15, 20 pounds to be able to rush the tackle. And I love that they keep switching them sides.
Yeah.
Let me go attack this right tackle. Let me tack on the left tackle. And at times when it's 3rd and long or 3rd and whatever, let's put him on the right tackle. Let's go pick on that one. So it's very smart of Dan Quinn to do that. Thank you, Dan.
Chris, what are you seeing?
I see what Patrick's seeing, and I was talking to Micah before the season started about how they're going to utilize him.
Yeah.
I knew that he when he was in high school, he played some defensive end.
Okay.
And he used to wrestle all the time. He was talking about how he doesn't have a technique that he learned. It's just natural from his wrestling moves. And he said, but guess what? When I started learning some things, guess what's going to happen? And I talked to him about Dan Quinn and DQ and how he's going to use him. And I mentioned that when Dan Quinn was in Seattle, the Legion of Boom, he had Michael Bennett, a pass rusher, lining up all over the line, depending on how Michael Bennett saw it. I said, do you think they'll be utilizing it? Now, I'm not thinking Micah being a pass rusher.
Right.
I was just thinking about a linebacker like a Khalil Mack rushing the quarterback.
Right.
And he said, just watch and see. I'm not going to give anything away, but watch and see how they use me. We're just scratching the surface. And you talk about how big he's gotten.
Yeah.
He is only 6 pounds lighter than T.J. Watt. 6
I knew
pounds.
he had gotten bigger.
So he can now, mind you don't want him out there when it's running plays. Because them big old offensive linemen, Nate, you've been there.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear this man down. But I also think if you utilize him to all these different things, you can maximize his talent as opposed to just having to rush the passer all the time. Right now, he's best one on the team with Tank Lawrence out.
Jesse Holly, is one of our running mates on
Yes,
our
sir.
podcast. He said something that was so beautiful. A caller asked him, like, does he take pressure off of the defense? And I'm like, he adds pressure for the other guys to know what to do. And then Jesse came back and said he takes away pressure because of the things he do. If you ain't in the perfect coverage, you getting, a hold.
Gonna save you.
He's going to save you with his athletic ability and his skills. And Jesse mentioned a few times where he batted a pass down and you could see where the guy was wide open.
He was wide open,
running. And then they had a play where they got away from Gregory, but he was sitting right there. You got away from Gregory, but I'm sitting here. So you see where he can erase a lot of mistakes.
Right.
Because his knowledge of where he needs to be.
Can I ask you a question, Nate? Because you played against the man. Everybody's scared to say it.
Say it. I know what you're going to say. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
I don't know, and you know better than anybody because you played against the man. How much of LT do you see out
Say
there?
it.
Lawrence
Say
Taylor.
it. I knew it.
I don't want to put him all the way up there.
Not
but
yet. Not yet.
You played against Lawrence Taylor. You know.
Yeah, not yet. Just let him get a year or two in.
Yes.
Let him get a year or two in because You talking about somebody who?
That's different.
You
That's
know,
different.
He need. You know, it's two people he could talk to if the Cowboys wouldn't mind. I think this young guy talked to Bill Parcells if the Cowboys wouldn't mind.
Right.
And talk to LT.
Yeah.
If they don't mind. Or either Carl Banks.
Right.
You know, just if they don't mind, because I don't want to, I don't. But I'm telling you talking about guys that know linebackers, and I'm going to tell you another guy that know linebackers and does this very well besides our defensive coordinator is that dude in New England, Belichick.
Yeah, Belichick.
And I wish he
Giants
could,
defense.
Yeah, I wish he could just take out some tape. Don't go talk to Belichick.
Don't talk to Belichick.
Yeah, but just get some tape.
Belichick gonna tamper.
Patrick, you and Chris both brought it up, and Nate, you talked about this on our show. Talk about when you got a guy as versatile as Micah that can play all those positions. You said that was one thing that made LT such a bad dude.
Yeah.
You never knew where he was going to be, and you had to account for him. So the defense dictates almost what the offense does in those situations, right?
You know what, man? I'm going to tell you the scariest thing in the world, man. When you get out in a three-point stand and run, three-point stands is one of the most funky downs where you can run or pass, so you got to check with me or to kill.
Right.
So I'm down everything I got on my front, right? Getting ready to block for him, and he say kill. And then LT get up and walk. I'm finna take on this linebacker. Now we got to swing this thing all the way back over there.
Oh, no.
No, man. Nah. And that's the scary thing. That's why I said give him a year or two, because LT, if you knew where he was, we could get you.
Yeah.
We could hold up. But once he got up and moved, he go to playing games like that, that's scary, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, get his kid a chance. Give him a chance, because he going to hit a wall. The NFL is built like that.
It's built like that.
Yeah, it's built like that.
And you got that extra game this year, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 17.
I don't know when he's going to hit it. I hope he don't hit it soon.
Hope he don't hit it no time soon.
They're watching his snaps a little bit. The first game,
They are.
he played, I want to say he had 50-something snaps. And then this game right here, he only had like 37. But mind you, the offense kept,
kept the ball alive.
34 minutes and
Exactly.
58 seconds.
Right. Philadelphia
So
wasn't
it's
on the field
big.
that long.
Yeah.
That's why this game here going to be big. It's
very big.
Oh, this game here coming
Carolina.
up is big. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in
Yeah.
just a few minutes. Patrick, what are you seeing? Talked about dogs, Trayvon coming into his own. You saw it last year that he had the potential.
Yeah.
And the big thing was he would make a play, he'd make a mistake, and wasn't scared. He'd go
Correct.
right back and go at it, right?
Correct.
So he's learning, he's getting better. Micah, right out of the gate, is getting better.
That's the confidence. That's the confidence building now.
So what I think we all thought, if this defense can just get middle of the pack, 15, 16, 17, even 18, 19, something, you got a shot to go a long way in the playoffs. What do you see the biggest difference on defense? Is it the schemes? Is it a package of everything? What are you seeing that's making
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think one thing you get is Dan Quinn is known for being an aggressive defensive coordinator. He doesn't mind coming. He's Legion of Boom. So he doesn't mind being aggressive and letting his players play. He'll probably tell you himself, hey, don't worry about making a mistake. The mistake's on me. If I don't put you in the right spot, the mistake's on me. But make it full speed. Go. Go play ball. I guarantee when they were watching film, Trayvon saw some of those passes. He knew they were going to be. You could just tell. He didn't even backpedal. He wasn't worried about anyone to receive. Even Devontae Smith, he was not worried about him running past. And that pick that he took, he sat on that the whole time.
Yes, he did. You want to hear something crazy? I'm sitting in the press box with Brian Broaddus, former Cowboy scout, with 105.3 Defense. So I'm sitting with Broaddus in the press box. And the first thing Broaddus said was, that was Alabama picked off by Alabama,
Correct.
supposed to go to Alabama.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That was real smooth, man.
Exactly
I was
right.
Former scout, Broaddus on 103. Real smooth.
Chris covered all
in there, didn't
He covered it all, dog. Like, boom, just like that.
I assume Broaddus is listening right now.
Nate, talk about as a player, and Patrick, you talk about this too. Last year, it looked like the defense, they were thinking too much. They were not lining up right a lot of the time. They weren't sure. It looked like they weren't sure of assignments. And this year, it looks like they're playing. And you talked about Quinn talking about, like, just go play.
Yeah.
How much easier does it make the game when you just go play?
Super easy. Super easy. When you can just get out there and have fun and go do your job and make plays when they come to you, it makes it easy because you're not sitting on your toes. When you've got a defensive coordinator that's aggressive, He's exciting. He's like, okay, I'm going to call what y'all want me to call. I'm going to call it. Just like saying if you got an offensive coordinator, cool. We're going to call. What have we been practicing? We call it. We're not just going to keep stuff in the bag and keep it in our back pocket for a later day. No, if we're practicing it, we're going to call it. And you get excited about that game plan.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I've thought about this, and I've been waiting on this question. First of all, and it's no disrespect to NFL player, former or playing now, these guys weren't smart enough last year. They was not athletic enough last year. Because, and the reason I say not smart enough, I have never seen so many different packages run on the field and so many few bust.
Correct.
Come on now. Last year, we didn't have 8, 9 different packages running on the field. So, I mean, all you had to do was line up, play your position, because you was the same corner, the same slot guy, the same safety. Now, whether you was good enough, let that be the determining factor. But we got 8, 9 guys. I'm like, I can't even not. When you was like, didn't know the DB name or forgot the DB, I couldn't help you. How many DBs we got?
Correct.
11.
And so last year, I was so disappointed because I bragged and I bragged and I bragged. And you want to throw the coach up under the bus? Yes, they did not get his defense and transform it to the field. I'll go along with that. But coaches bringing the same thing. What it is accountability.
Correct.
Dan Quinn don't know you. He brought his boys in. He brought Neil in. He brought
and Casey.
Casey. He's like, man, my guy's gonna tell you where to line up,
and they're gonna teach you that.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what you do, guys. That's what you gotta do.
You gotta hold people responsible, man. And I was hurt by my defensive line last year. I bragged on them dudes. I was waiting with Don Terry. I was waiting to go out and eat a pork chop sandwich with him. He let me down, man.
Yeah, he was eating them.
He let me down, man. I loved that dude when he walked in the door, man. I thought he was gonna make a difference.
I did too.
Yeah, and I drank the Kool-Aid like Coach Barr said. I drank the Kool-Aid.
You know who we're not going to let down? We're not going to let Ted Nichols-Payne down, and we're going to go to break when we're supposed to, so we don't get behind. But when we come back, let's talk about the defensive line. Let's talk about, we got a game coming up this Sunday. Another home game.
You want to talk about Dak too?
Let's talk about Dak, and let's talk about what happened at halftime.
I got some
this last
thoughts
game.
about Rain Dakota Prescott.
Let's do it. When we come back, you're listening to Cowboys Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
SWBC Mortgage's Cowboys Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
SWBC Mortgage. Join the more than 120,000 customers that we've helped to find their happier way home. Visit SWBCmortgage.com to find a pro today. And we found 2 pros and somehow talked them into joining the show tonight. Nate Newton, Patrick Crayton, another pro, Chris Arnold.
Chris and Patrick, man, you just ride.
I'm just happy to be here, man.
I'm just riding shotgun,
Dude,
man.
I am just happy to be here and talk Cowboys football. And I know Chris is chomping at the bit to get to some Rain Dakota Prescott talk. But before we get to that,
Well, hold on,
real
hold
quick,
on, hold on,
what?
Ain't his name Dakota Rain?
No.
Okay.
Everyone thinks that, but it's Rain Dakota.
Yeah. I just want to know. I just want to know, man.
It's all right. It's okay, Nathaniel.
Because Chris usually be writing stuff
Nathaniel.
like that.
Nathaniel. Rain
I'm loving
Dakota.
it. I'm loving it. Yeah. I'm loving it. You're calling me.
All right, real quick before we get to Dak, defensive line. This is another example. We're missing Tank, missing Dorrance Armstrong, missing Neville Gallimore, missing all these pieces, and somehow we're still holding teams to under 40 points, under 30 points, 21 points.
17 points.
How is this happening? Like, what's going on?
You got some hungry young guys.
Yeah, you
Like
got
I said,
some players,
I
man.
guarantee they have simplified what they're doing up front to make the calls easier, and they're like, go play. When you know what you could do, and you know what to do, it's simplified. You're not thinking. When you start thinking, football is not a thinking man's game. It's not poker. It's not chess. It is a reactionary game.
There you go. I like
That's
that
why you got
analogy.
coordinators and
Correct.
players.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
The coordinators up there doing the chess, the players
Right.
down there doing their thing.
Well, Nate, we know that you're an actual defensive lineman trapped in a offensive lineman's
I
body.
was all conference.
that was
in college.
you?
I was
Oh,
all
yeah.
conference sophomore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all conference
Yeah.
defensive lineman. They switched
Florida
me over,
A&M,
man.
FAMU.
Yeah, bringing it.
Oh, and they
So-
switch you over to offense.
Yeah,
from
they
defense?
switched me over to offense because I was a little heavy, but
Little heavy. Tell Patrick how heavy you were.
in college, man, I probably get up about 310 because I wasn't quite there. But then when they
And
brought me
then-
into the pros, something happened. It's like,
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
what?
Stubbs.
Then it just went down to about 340, something like that right there.
What happened that one year?
When I was about 397?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that high?
Huh?
You got that big?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, man.
Hey,
That's
Pat.
Is that the Capel Deli?
Patrick and Shannon. When
Let's
Nate,
talk about Rain Dakota.
No, I gotta say this out because we're so proud of what you look like now. But check this out. When this is how large he had gotten. When he had won his first Super Bowl,
Yeah.
he showed me his ring. You got it for your. I said, why you
Right.
got your Super Bowl ring for your point of? He goes, because when I retire, I'm gonna really get big. I'm gonna be able to put it on my pinky finger. He had a plan.
I had a plan, and now that ring so big. I'm like, wow.
Right, yep.
He's sliding off.
Yeah. But, let me say this right quick. Like, Mr. Jones, I love you to death, but they say you're going to have a few lawsuits because you skipped up some knuckles with them rings. Did you see him?
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Let's turn it over to you because you got some thoughts on Dak.
He is your MVP after 3 games.
Let's go.
There's only a couple of guys you can put in that conversation. Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, and maybe Matthew Stafford. Because Stafford getting the perfect system, people finally recognizing what he had been doing in Detroit, and he ain't washed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Dak Prescott coming off of that injury and having these 3 games like this, when he went toe-to-toe with the GOAT in the first game, that's when you knew the Dallas Cowboys are in the conversation for the NFC. In the conversation. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm not saying they're destined for the NFC Championship game, but they're in the conversation. And then to show you how smart first of all, second fastest release in the NFL.
Okay.
It's just a little over 2 seconds. It's pew. And why is that? Because he reads the defense so well. Kellen Moore has given him all this knowledge. He spent the all off-season not only rehabbing his leg and his foot and doing all those different things,
Right.
but he's been learning all of his offensive, doing that Dak dance. Did you see Eli Manning try to do that?
Don't fall out the chair,
Eli,
man.
don't
The
do
Manning
that, Eli.
broadcast.
Don't do that,
Because
Eli.
I don't think
Don't do that.
I don't think we can get you up.
But Eli got in trouble with double birds.
Yeah, exactly. The little bird. But Dak, not only does he know his own personnel, I can't even say this enough. He recognizes what the defense is doing, and like Patrick was saying earlier, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got the number 1 rushing defense, it's going to stay in that box for Zeke. Yep. Oh, you're going to go 8 or 9 men? Oh, 10 men? We're going to keep bombing you. Yep. And that's what he did. 58 times he was throwing the ball. Against the Chargers, oh, wait a minute. We got a different kind of set here.
Correct.
We're going to mix this thing up and keep the clock running. Dak did all of that. And his quarterback ratings through the roof. And then you saw what he did on Monday night against Philadelphia.
Ate him up.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy, people who, first of all, you got to also remember this. He had the burden, not only coming back off of that injury. There's a lot of people say, $40 million a year quarterback.
Correct. Yep.
Let me see it.
Yep.
You ain't got that arm. The arm talent. They was doubting this man so many years, so much, and he only has gotten better and better and better. And like I said, between him and Kellen Moore, him reading that defense and being quick with that release, recognizing all of his weapons, he's gotten everybody involved in this offense. I'm just like, what else can you say about and taking care of the defense too? By keeping them off the field and not having them be exposed, knowing they're injured. And with the offensive line, here's Nate talking about the offensive line. He's knowing, okay, we got some backups in here. Zach Martin ain't going to be able to play the first game because he got COVID protocols here. Mm-hmm. I got to be able to adjust my game accordingly, and he did flawlessly.
It's pretty good.
Again, I bring in Matthew Stafford. I said Matthew Stafford because – yeah, he's undefeated. The Rams beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it wasn't him that beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His defense did. The Cowboys' defense isn't the Rams' defense.
No.
The Cowboys' offensive line isn't the Rams' offensive line. Their weapons are the same. But right now, Dak Prescott has the Cowboys and those weapons the number 1 offense in the NFL.
Anybody want to argue with that?
Number 1
Where's
offense.
my microphone so I can drop this?
No,
the
MVP conversation.
No, I think he's on majority of people's MVP watch list.
Yeah. What have you seen as a receiver? What have you seen the progression of Dak from, he's always been in that, he went from.
But what he just said, I mean, he's commanding the offense. He's not in that first or second year of a new offense now. Mm-hmm. He had to go from Garrett to Kellen, which they were saying is the same offense. Like
run first,
yes and no. And then Garrett's gone, he bring McCarthy in. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, okay, everybody thought McCarthy was going to call the plays. And then he's like, no, Kellen Moore's going to keep calling the plays. And I was like, okay, that's different. Mm-hmm. I didn't think we brought you in here to be a standing around head coach, but Jerry doesn't really like that. But, okay, that's what we're doing. Let's go with it. In the first year of the experiment, didn't really go because Dak gets hurt.
Right.
It's going well, but then Dak gets hurt. And so now you can see him now. He's in the next level of being comfortable with commanding that offense and calling the plays and adjusting to what the defense is showing. He's making the defense have to play defense now. He's not letting them dictate what he does offensively.
Nate, is he an elite quarterback yet?
He's in this league. He's up there, but I'm still about 2 games away from the playoffs. I just need 2 games in the playoffs to win, because he commands the offense.
Yeah.
I mean, and he does what he has to do, but the big boys show you when the playoffs come.
Yeah.
Where they stand. And that's what – as great as Stafford, man, we still don't talk him as elite. We talking about just, he's a great quarterback, but them 2 playoff wins. Give me that right there, man. And right now, I'm like y'all. I'm not thinking playoffs. I'm thinking just win the East convincingly.
Yeah, let's get it. Correct.
So you can rest
baby
the week.
steps.
Yeah, win the East convincingly. And boy, I'm telling you, if we can win the East convincingly and get a week's rest –
that'll be big.
That'll be big, man. That'll be big.
Chris, you agree with that?
Yes.
Couple playoff wins, and he's in that elite conversation?
Yes, because, again, with quarterbacks, they always judge you by how many rings you got and how many playoff victories you
majority
did.
of the time, yeah.
What did you do in January?
Yep.
Dak Prescott, here's some good things for Cowboy fans. He owns the East. His record against Philadelphia, 6-3. His record against Washington, 7-1. His record against New York Football Giants is 6-2.
When do they play the Giants, man?
They
can't look here, but I can. Oh, my God.
The discombobulated Giants. They mad at each other.
They don't know what's going on over there right now.
They are mad at each
I'm glad,
other.
too. Just keep them losing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chris, I just want to say thank you for preparing for the show because that makes one of us. Man, I tell you what, you just dominated that. The Dak talk, and you ran with it. And I agree with you, man. I think every year what I'm happy to see with Dak is every year he's gotten a little bit better. In his whole life, he's been an underdog. I mean, the way he got the starting job, that doesn't happen. The way that
Not
happened,
usually, no.
I mean, two guys go down in front of you. He never practiced well out at training camp, but when the lights came on, it was like, okay, this guy's got something, and he just keeps getting better and proving everybody wrong every step of the way. And the start to the season, man, can't get a whole lot better than what he's doing.
Here's what else is great. He's got these leadership skills. He's natural.
Yep.
Well, he's not only natural. He's got 2 degrees, too. One of them is industrial psychology and workplace psychology.
Yeah.
And he's always been a part of all the different groups. He knows about the defense. And he's always working out with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
What you're supposed to do.
He's their leader.
He's a leader.
So, ironically, throughout his career, from high school to college to the pros, he's always been the starter once the original starter got hurt.
Yeah.
The original starter got hurt, and then he would become the starter, and he never gave it up.
Never give it
Never
back.
gave it up.
That's correct.
Back to what he does with the different players, and he commands the room, and the guy is just so sharp. There are some quarterbacks who got some skills, but they aren't leaders.
Yeah.
I could call out Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler got an arm. Everybody love that arm.
Yeah.
He can't lead ants to the sugar.
No.
I could go down the list. There's guys that got the talent, but they don't have the leadership in the room. They can't command the offense. They can't read the defenses, but people get caught up in their arm talent. There's more to winning than just arm talent and talent alone. And I think Dak's got the combination of it all. And I was always saying to people, he's going to get better and better and better. The other thing they got right now is a great mix of veterans and young guys. This is the third youngest team in the NFL. When Dak and Zeke got into the league as rookies, that was the youngest team in the NFL, and they made the playoffs. They won 11 straight games. Zeke and Dak, you saw it in Hard Knocks.
Yeah, we saw it.
And y'all seen it close up. Once you get on fire and you know you can get on fire, and the leader said, this is what we do, the young guys buy into it.
Correct.
And that's what's going on.
All right, let's take our last
So
break.
far.
When we come back, we'll talk a little
North
Carolina, Dallas, and maybe a little what happened at halftime this past game. When we come back, you're listening to Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
to SWBC Mortgage's Cowboys Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Broadcasting live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
Welcome back to the final segment of Cowboys Crosstalk Live here from Cowboys Club here in Frisco. And before we get back to it, with Nate Newton, Chris Arnold, Shannon Gross, and Patrick Crayton, SWBC PEO, helping to alleviate the HR administrative burden that comes with running a business. Leave the worrying to us. Visit swbcpeo.com to find out more. Nate, you're on your iPad right now. You can just go ahead and pull it up, and we can do the last segment without you. But we actually need you. But before we get to you, because I have a big question for you, Patrick, I got to clear something up for my my coworker, Nick Eatman.
Gotcha.
He has told me to ask you this. He said he almost called you today, but it'd just be easier for me to ask you on the show. He's been talking to several people about a story, and he wanted to make sure he was right. Did you play at one point with a high ankle sprain?
Yes.
Okay.
You played through a high ankle sprain? Lord have mercy.
Said he thought you did it like on a Thursday and played on Sunday, right?
It was a Washington game.
Washington.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we played. It was Sunday and played on a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
That's an amazing thing, because high ankle sprain, that's usually like 4 weeks, man.
It's rough. And then I got that extra couple of days off to get it treated.
Man.
I don't like missing games, man.
I hear you.
Like they call it an injury, but it's all about a pain tolerance. So how much can you take? Yeah. And so it was a short week, so we weren't.
Did you have a special shoe?
I wasn't planting and cutting on it that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Did you have a special shoe?
No.
Really?
Just tape it up and go, huh?
Tape that ankle up and go.
Tape it up, take a nap or something.
Yep.
So there you go, Nick. You were correct in that.
He was correct in that
Long-handed Napperson.
Well.
All right, Nate, before we break down this Carolina-Dallas game, there was a very special moment at halftime. Cliff Harris, Drew Pearson, and Jimmy Johnson, much deserved Hall of Fame ring ceremony. They had the Hall of Fame bus out on the field. The halftime presentation. What was that like for you to see Jimmy go into the Hall of Fame?
Man, it's just great, man. I wish I could have been there personally.
No, you didn't make it there?
Nah, man. They kept messing around with my tickets and all of this. Because I was there when I first heard, boom, I hooked in, and I was no, and then we training camp, so I chose training camp.
Oh,
for the Cowboys.
And you're talking about the actual ceremony in camp.
Pro football. Now, this ring deal, I was working.
You were down here in the building over here, right?
But I'm all about Coach Johnson, man.
Yeah.
It's certain people that come into your life, man. Especially the media one at that time, really about fat guys. Because we was transitioning from Coach Landry, who really wasn't about fat guys, even though I love Coach Landry. But Jimmy was about players, football players.
Correct.
And about being the best you can be. And when you show up at training camp, it's what you're going to give me and prove to me that you need to be here. So he gave me a good contract. So he said, I'm going to give you this money, boy. You better not let me down. Everybody going to see you eat yourself out of the league. And Coach, I ain't going to eat myself out of the league. I may drink myself out of the league. So I love coaching. This is long overdue, man. I just pray that him and Mr. Jones can really, man, just –
it's going to happen
together, man.
It's going to happen. Jerry already done said there will be a Ring of Honor ceremony for Jimmy this season.
Okay.
This season. And they seem like, they like this and that. Yeah, you're going to have to go. You missed the one on Monday, and it was really nice. But you're not going to miss the Ring of Honor and Jerry kept saying, I don't really want to talk about the Ring of Honor because we want to have him soak in this Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And when he went out there Monday night, that was the first time he'd been in front of a football crowd at AT&T Stadium. He'd been there for like boxing matches, and he went to a country music concert when it first opened up. Okay. Jerry had him out there for a couple of things. But that was the first time he was there for a football game. And you know what he said, and everybody went, wow. How about them Cowboys?
Yes, very loud. Very loud.
Man.
All right, Patrick. Cowboys, Panthers, Sunday at noon, AT&T Stadium. What do we need to watch for? What do the Cowboys need to do to win this game?
Control the clock. Control the clock and put pressure on Sam Darnold. Plain and simple. It's if you watch Sam Darnold, I think Carolina's probably the most surprising 3-0 team, simply because they just played some pretty good football. I mean, their starting tailback is out, Christian McCaffrey. We know what kind of talent he brings to the football field, but he's out, and they really haven't missed a beat. And defensively, they're probably a top 10 defense right now. Mm-hmm. So We got to play.
You want to hear something wild?
We got to play.
They are the #1 defense
Across the
3
there
games.
you go.
Across the board,
Isn't that something?
except what, turnovers?
Except for turnovers.
And
Except for
who's-
turnovers.
Guess
Yeah.
who's number
Cowboys,
one?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
That sounds so weird.
It ain't
Cowboys, turnovers, and leading the league.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Those three
I'll
things
take
don't
it.
go together.
We'll
Right?
take
take
it.
it.
Yeah, we will.
Nate, what you going to be looking for in this game?
Just how Joe Brady is his name, the offensive
Offensive
coordinator.
coordinator,
Yeah, the
I
one
want
that
to see how
L-
him and Quinn
It is Joe
match
Brady,
up.
yeah, Joe Brady.
Brady won the national championship down at
Yeah.
LSU.
Yeah,
And
I
they
just wanna
snatched him
see.
up.
I want to
Yeah,
see, man. He was with the Saints before that, so he
Correct.
got
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yep.
he has
And
the
he know
knowledge.
about matchups. And so
Yep.
this, like I tell you, you can't tell me about Shaq Thompson and all the other guys and Brian, the other outside linebacker. These guys are playing, but they playing within the system.
Correct.
He brought his own guy. I can't think of the coach. He brought his own defensive coordinator, Coach Rule. He brought his guy from Baylor, like y'all
Right.
can do
He
what
did
you
do
want.
that. He did
And
do
see,
that, yeah.
You know why he did that?
Why?
He talked to Jimmy.
Ah, like
Yeah,
one step.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you brought
he
in
like,
Dave
man,
one
you-
step.
If you got people that you believe in and you fitting people to your system and you drafting and you know what you looking at,
Right.
it'll work.
It makes it
It'll
easy.
work. It
Yeah.
makes it easy, you know. So he brought his guy, man. He brought his defensive coordinator and a few other guys, and hey, I'm telling you, he has a jump on most people because he knows what's coming out of college.
Right.
Yeah, he
Jimmy
did.
had
Yeah.
that advantage.
He's right. Yep.
Well, Jimmy told one time, he said, man, I got a 2 to 3 year window here
Correct. Yeah.
on college players because I recruited from the ground.
Yep.
And so some of these guys I've seen mature. He said, so a few guys, not all because his world is too big,
Right.
the college world, but he said a few guys I got my eyes on that I wanted in college and
Yeah.
then matured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see sometimes.
Matt Rule.
Chris, what you going to be looking for this weekend?
I'm looking for Sam Darnold to finally lose a game to the Cowboys. Yeah, true. He actually won that one time the Cowboys played the Jets, and it was like, how in the world the Cowboys lose this game? And Darnold left the game and said, you know what? The defense was just so easy for me to read. Well, guess what? We got a new coordinator this time.
correct.
We got Dan Quinn, who's going to disguise a few things, and like you were saying, Patrick, the offense is going to have to keep the defense off the field. I look for this game to be more like the Philadelphia game as far as the offense is concerned.
Okay.
I'm looking for Zeke and Tony Pollard to run the ball. You're going to see that balance. And see, this is what I love about this offense. I was talking about Dak a little earlier. With all the balance and utilizing these tight ends to go with the wide receivers, there is so much deception that Kellen Moore is utilizing.
Correct.
And because he's using all, there's so much tape for the defensive coordinators to have to go through. And then Dak can just see what the defense is giving him and trick him.
Mm-hmm.
Trick him up. You don't have to say, we are who we are and this is what we do. No. Trick him up.
You know what, man? Y'all leave Jason Garrett alone, man.
I kept his name out my mouth. I kept his name out my mouth. I
We
never
do
said his
a
name.
podcast at least once a week. We got to bring up Jason-ism.
He's a friend of mine. I never said his
not
name
the only
one
man
time.
that has ever said we are what we are. He is not the only man that has said that.
Right. I never
But
said
we have
his
never,
name.
We've never noticed it until this man said.
All right, real
I
quick.
didn't say it's a process.
Okay.
Real
Now,
quick.
if he just said that.
Real quick, Chris.
Yes,
the
sir.
Cowboys win if, and what's your score prediction for
The
game?
Cowboys win because, not if.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys win because Dak Prescott, and the score will be 31-20.
31-20. Nate, Cowboys win if, and what's the
Cowboys
score?
win if these coordinators. This is gonna be a battle of the coordinators.
Yeah,
out
buddy.
there.
Yeah.
And so if whoever gets their team believing, and I like that time of possession.
Yes.
That time of possession gonna be big, man. So I'm loving that, and they're gonna win by 1 point.
Every week, 1 point.
All they need.
Patrick, Cowboys win if, and score prediction.
Score prediction, 27-20, Cowboys. We win if we continue to get some turnovers.
There you go.
There you go. Chris, thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome hanging out. Great show. Nate,
Thank you.
it's
Thank
always nice hanging out with you. Thank you for doing it. Patrick,
PC.
great
sir.
seeing you, man. Hopefully
Always.
we talk to you soon.
Yes.
This has been Cowboys Crosstalk on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Network.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?